Hello. I think I did something. So the story goes, a few weeks ago, I saw a Facebook post made by a hair salon looking for a model who would be willing to do an exchange for a color and cut competition. So the exchange is basically that they would do the model's hair, and the model would obviously be open to getting their hair done however, and there would also be a photo shoot that would be organized by the salon so that they would have photos to enter into the competition. And this was some of the pictures that they attached in the original post, which I won't lie, I was simultaneously intimidated and intrigued by. Because when I first saw the post, I was like, oh, okay, my hair's maybe a little too short to try some of those hairstyles. Also, just knowing that those hairstyles probably won't suit my face shape. But then, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. I basically thought, look, this is as young as I'm ever gonna be, and I kind of really wanna have one crazy experience, at least in my life, where I'm just like, screw it, let's just do it. Why not? Because I don't think I've ever really had that in my life, especially when I was younger. I was a very nervous kind of child. And so I was thinking, you know what? I always tell people, hair is hair, it'll grow back, right? It's like the easiest part of your body to take a risk with. And my hair is pretty short anyway. So even if it goes wrong or if, I don't like it or whatever might happen, God forbid, it won't take that long for it to grow back to a length that I'm happy with. Even the way it is now, this is that much growth in about 3 to 4 months since I've seen my hairdresser last. And when I'm older, I just really want to be able to say that I did something crazy when I was young. And I have literally nothing to lose because I also kind of really want to try shaving my head at some point in my life. And it's one of those things where you're kind of like, oh, maybe not now, but later. And I won't use the nice candle now. I'll save it for a special occasion, but the special occasion never comes. So it's kind of just do it, right? And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense because I'm not working this year, or at least for the next 3 months. And once I'm working, it's going to be a lot harder to pull off a crazy change in haircut or even shaving your head. I was kind of disaster planning, and I was like, okay, look, we'll just take a chance. At this point, I haven't even contacted the hairdresser. I have no idea what they're going to do. So I still have in my brain the kind of haircuts that they had on their reference picture. But I was like, okay, let's just apply. I don't even know if they're going to accept me. Let's apply. If they accept me, it's like fate pushing me towards this path. And let's see what they come up with. If we go through with it and it doesn't come out a way that we're happy with, let's just shave our head. And then your hair will just grow back anyway, and you would have had the experience of shaving your head. You don't have to wait around for it to happen. What's really gonna happen? People are gonna judge you for having a shaved head. That's not really that big of a deal. And you would have been able to step out of your comfort zone and have a really unique experience. Best case scenario, what could go right? You have a really, really cool haircut and you get to try something that you would never otherwise do on your own. This was my one chance to step out of my comfort zone and be open to experience something different. And I've always been someone who's much better at being open to the right experience, and I like to trust my gut, and this feels right. So I got in contact with the hairdresser. They were super, super lovely about it. Very open, because I said to them, look, I have virgin hair at the moment. I haven't done anything to it. I have dyed my hair in the past. I'm pretty open. Obviously, they're the professionals, so whatever they might think works best for the treatment or the cut or the color, I will take their steer. The good thing is I also recently found out I'm most likely a neutral undertone, which means I would suit both warm and cool colors, potentially, if they're not too extreme. And I also mentioned, just for reference, I usually just get a chin length bob. And I've been wanting to go platinum. So if you wanted to do platinum, I'm more than open to it. And they were like, great, let's do platinum. And I was like, cool. Did I just manifest that? So I don't know exactly what I'm going to end up with. We're going to discuss when we see each other tomorrow and they assess my hair. But I'm going to have a whole different haircut by the end of this video. Wish me luck. Hi, I just parked and I'm gonna go into the salon now. I'm actually so nervous. I don't know why. I'm full of nervous energy this morning when I was packing and stuff. I had to do that thing where you tense every muscle in your body and then release it so that your body thinks you've had a fight, so that your fight or flight response will cancel itself out. I'm not even nervous about getting my hair done because I'm committed to it. So I don't know why my hands are just really clammy and I feel really anxious, but it's just, I know it's just my body's like natural response. It's just doing its thing. There's actually no real danger. So I'm gonna go in now, actually. I know that dyeing your hair probably isn't in the top 5 items of a typical bucket list. But as someone who grew up constantly nervous about how I could guarantee as many perfect outcomes as possible in my life, putting my makeover into the hands of someone who was a stranger at that point was about as adrenaline-inducing as it gets for me.
Like I'm hoping 2 applications. Your hair is actually really dark. Yeah, I'm just praying to the hair quality, but I think we'll get really nice. Yeah. Even if we don't get to like a really flat look, like we can just do like a bit of a darker, smokier blonde or something, or yeah. So we can definitely do that.
Take your steer.
Yeah, fun, cool. I do have to just get a before photo.
Yes.
To get some like.
Yeah.
I'll just let me know. Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. I saw a sentiment online a while back about how if you want to do something but you're too afraid to, you should still do it, but just do it scared. Of course, I was scared. I was overwhelmingly full of dread the night before I went in for the appointment. I laid in bed filled with panic about the kinds of irrational scenarios that only anxiety can conjure up. What if it takes too long for my hair to lift and we run out of time? What if the outcome doesn't look good on me and the photos come out bad for the competition? What if I had an allergic reaction to the bleach and all my hair fell out and I never grew hair again? It feels really silly thinking about it now, but it definitely did not feel like a laughing matter at the time. Luckily, unlike when I used to have these panic attacks as a kid, I was older and wiser and knew that even though I felt in distress, the actual worrying wouldn't help me influence the outcome any more than making wishes about it would. No matter what happens in the next 24 hours, I was going to sit in that salon chair and I was going to place my fate into the hands of another for the chance to live a memory where, for once, I was not in control. So I did some breathing, I talked to a loved one, and I did the thing scared. That's okay. That's blunt. Is anyone coming asking for like yellow blonde hair?
No,
It's not common, is it? It's very Lady Gaga Alice.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go yellow, but no one wants to.
Quick bathroom check-in. This is after the first bleach. So there are some bits where it's like more white. I think it's just the top layer came out a little bit more brassy. So I think that's what we're going to aim for in the next bleach. But it's currently 4:15, so we'll have to see how we go with time as well. But it'd be really cool to get it to like a cool blonde. That would be really neat. It's funny once you realize that you can just do things scared. Because I was every meaning of the word, right up until I walked into the salon and greeted the hairdressers. I didn't know what would happen, and I don't think anyone can predict just when a scenario stops being scary for them once they confront it. But as soon as I did, I was light as a kite, because the wheels had been set in motion and I was but a passenger strapped in for an experience that was both chosen by me and entirely out of my hands. There are and will be countless opportunities that come up in life that are like this. You know you want to try it, but for whatever reason, you're feeling some version of scared. It doesn't have to look like a panic attack. It could be as simple as avoiding the thing. Like, if I don't look at that email in my inbox, I won't have to acknowledge that interacting with it might set off an irreversible chain of real-life events that could change my life. But that's the thing about being afraid to try something new. Often, you're more afraid of what could go wrong rather than what could go right.
Hey! Yeah!
Wow. I like one of the ladies. Is this a real Philly?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah, it's huge.
ginormous. And it's like still growing new leaves. It's very healthy. That's actually so like,
Not really good. The daylight tomorrow.
it looks so tame. Oh my gosh, well done. It makes me think of milk tea, like bubble tea. It looks so cool.
This doesn't mean you won't ever make mistakes, or that facing your fears will always guarantee successes. This isn't about controlling the outcome. This is about realizing that being scared isn't what stops you from doing the thing. You can choose to do the thing, even if you are afraid. You can still stand up in front of a large crowd and speak, even if you are terrified. You can still apply to join that sports team, even if you think you're too amateur and aren't playing at the same level as the other members. You can still agree to a mystery hair makeover, even if you aren't sure how it will turn out and what will happen next. Things might never stop feeling scary, but you can keep doing them anyway.
If you don't win this, someone's getting sued. Actually, in 4 of your time. Like, come on.
That's cool, no. I just want to get an after photo.
Yeah.
But maybe the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm blonde now. The experience actually went really well. I anticipated it would take a really long time, and it did, but it actually turned out so good. All of my worries were unfounded. They did an amazing job. The cut is great as well, and I have no words. I literally have no words. It literally looks so good. It looks like milk tea. Like it's blonde, but there's like this little, I think, like patch that didn't lift properly, and you can kind of see it if you really look. But honestly, it's not that obvious, and I genuinely really like it. I think it makes the whole haircut look more unique than if it was all like the same color. But he did tone my top and bottom layers slightly different colors. Like one's cooler, I think, just so that there's a bit more intrigue when it moves, which I love. Oh man, everything about today went really well. The only thing is my scalp is a bit sore, but that's the price you pay for beauty. So I'm gonna drive home now and see it in my home light, have some dinner, because it is like 8:30 now. Okay, I'm gonna speak really quietly because it's really late at night and my boyfriend's already asleep, but I'm gonna show you something pretty crazy. They explained to me that this might happen in the salon today, and I didn't expect to see it like right away, but it's currently like just past midnight, so it would have been about 5 hours since I left the salon. Okay, so I'm using the mirror to see what you're seeing, but do you see in my hairline those little black dots? So those are basically all of my root regrowth. Basically, it's already started growing, and it's not that noticeable now, but it will be very soon. That being said, I'm still in shock every time I look at it. I just came back from doing the dishes, and I keep forgetting it's like white or like blonde. But the more I stare at it, the happier I feel with it. So I think it's just something I'm gonna have to get used to, and especially when the roots start growing out, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do about that. But first night, I'm feeling really good about it. Like super happy. Went so well. The camera angles do not do it justice how good this looks.